Hi everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb. Welcome to the ARTyRV Glass Studio tonight. We have a live chat, and we have a glass demo, and we have Q&A.
We do, and we are talking about tonight, we're getting started on a new series of celebrating creativity and community.
And tonight we're going to be talking about how you can fuel your creativity. We have 12 simple steps.
Hopefully we'll get through all 12.
If we don't,
If we don't, pick up where we left off.
we should be able to.
Yeah,
So Ed's going to do a glass demo. We hope you guys have been good this week and all your projects are coming
I was
together.
going to say busy working.
Yeah,
you know,
busy.
I don't know about the rest of you, and I think some of you in the Midwest are still feeling the heat, but we're supposed to be somewhere in the 50s tonight here in South Carolina. I'm about ready to do backflips because I've been waiting on this all summer.
Yes, the cool weather.
The cool weather.
It'll make a big difference, yes.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. I mean, you know, the weather you can look at any time. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. Looks like we have a full house, Barb.
It does. We are, let's see, we're going to take questions after we do the class chat. We're going to talk, I think we'll start right out and talk about creativity, how you can fuel your creativity.
Well, Barb, I think for me and probably a lot of other artists, just some of, well, where we live at, I can walk in the backyard and get my creativity filled up with wildlife for sure.
That's true.
And so by fueling my creativity, that to me, and maybe to some of you, the rest of you, it means to be able to go out and actually look at nature or watch something that's going on and just see, like, you know, just take it in. And I think a cool word that I like these days is vibe. And I can go outside and get a good vibe, and then I can come in and be really creative, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing, you know? How about you, Barb?
Yeah, and when I go outside, I get inspired by the different colors. I like to look at the shadows of the greens and kind of memorize those in my mind. Take photos of, you know, trees and the water. Just look at the patterns in the forms.
Well, that
can really be inspirational.
You know, just when I was little, it was a long time ago, y'all. But when I was little in art class, we would go outside and look at the clouds, and then we would draw what we saw in the clouds. And y'all, to this day, I still see teddy bears and anteaters and everything that you can imagine in clouds, and that also inspires my creativity. So there's so many things out there in this beautiful world we live in to help you. Patterns, textures,
art history.
Right.
So if any of you have studied art history, you know what this even if you haven't studied art history,
That's
you know
right.
what this is, but this is the earliest form of art. And so it's very inspirational to look at the art from the very beginning and follow how we got to where we are today with our stained glass, especially the history of stained glass.
You know, I think something about like being inspired by one thing to make it into a piece of art, and I think the thing that I've done in the past, we've done in the past as a team, was when I was a very little boy. I had a set of water buffalo horns sent to me, and 52 years later, they resurfaced and caused Barbara and I to do a whole body of work from them, which I thought was kind of cool. We talk about creativity.
And art history.
Okay,
and architecture, you know, visiting churches, cathedrals with stained glass is a big inspiration and can give you new ideas about design. And, you know.
Well, that can help you also understand structural integrity.
Yeah, and how the glass design integrates with the architecture.
Right.
So that's
And how the artist actually incorporated it, you know, because somebody had to do it. So.
okay. Cultural symbolism. When you start talking about values, rituals, all these things, stories,
Yeah, stories.
telling stories. So how can you do that in stained glass? How can you talk about rituals and things like that in your stained glass?
Well, yeah, and so many people can. And you know, Barb, I think I'm just gonna. We have a lot of new people here, so I want to take a second, and I'm gonna.
Okay,
I'm gonna
let's-
tell all of our new people and those of you that have been here for a very long time, and Emily H. Congratulations on 23 months. Thank
Yes.
you so much. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get the light bouncing for Emily tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
congratulations, Emily, and
And
welcome
thank you.
everyone tonight.
Welcome everyone. So I just want to take a second and tell you guys a little bit about Barbara. So Barbara is well, she's a really good glass artist. She's also a glass blower, and she's also a fiber artist. And so Barbara does our work together in the glass blowing studio. Is in many different places here around the southeast, and Barbara has permanent installations of
Yeah.
fiber installations
I do.
here in the state of South Carolina, and along with that, you know, Barbara has contributed. She does a lot of stuff for free too. So she
Not anymore,
not
Barbara.
anymore, but she has contributed a lot. Not only to our community, but other communities.
Here, I
Here.
put my free energies into the ARTyRV channel.
Right. So some of the projects that are very notable for Barbara are, well, including the installations at Brook Green Gardens
Right.
back in 2015. And then that installation continues to this day in 2024.
Right.
Also, we have, we have collaborated and installed a glass installation at the South Carolina Aquarium in Charleston. That's a permanent installation down there. So
Anyway,
and
This
she's
is-
also the co-owner and vice president and treasurer and
head honcho.
head honcho of Conway Glass Incorporated.
Just kidding.
No,
So
we're,
let me
we're
tell-
together.
Let me tell them
the team
about.
works
Let me
together.
tell them about you, okay?
Oh, honey.
Ed apprenticed
You don't
as a
wanna know
glass
all
artist as a young guy, and when he was a mere 24 years old, he opened up his first gallery and workshop. And so, since that time, Ed has built thousands of stained glass windows in numerous churches across South Carolina, and he's known in our community as the Glass Man, and very well known for his community work and his excellent work in stained glass and teaching. He's very well known for glass blowing classes and stained glass classes in the community, and he's been working in the industry for over 45 years. So that's who we are, and
And you know, it's all anyway. That's what we do and who we are. And a lot of you that watch our channel, we know who you are too, and we appreciate everything. And so many of you are so talented out there. And you know what, guys? And I didn't miss it, but Ray's in the house tonight. Let's give him a thumbs up. Ray, thank you for everything that you do.
Hey, Ray.
And these,
Thank you.
you know, this stuff that we're talking about with y'all tonight before we start the Q&A and the glass chat is a little something that we feel that our channel, actually this is what our channel's about. We're about teaching and about teaching. You know what? And I've said this before. I don't claim to know everything, because I don't. I promise you. I learn something every day. I learned something today flipping a window. But
I learned something today.
did you?
Yeah.
Did I talk too
He
much?
can't see out of his right eye.
Oh my gosh.
I
that's
gotta
right.
turn this light on right here.
I'm sorry. So yeah, I got to get cataract surgery within. Over the Christmas holiday, we'll be getting cataract surgery. You know, I always wanted a cataract.
Now you're going to
Now I'm gonna
now
get.
you're gonna get
I
rid
got
of
one. Yeah.
Now you got one.
Yeah. So, but our channel, we back to our channel. We both enjoy teaching, and that's what this channel is all about. It's about we're showing you our technique, and y'all, I promise you, every one of you here in the chat has their own technique about how they do something. I am informing you of my technique in hopes that it will make your job a lot easier. Because there were things that nobody told me a long time ago. It's kind of like, I had a friend that wanted that the old guys, he used to say, how do you make a bubble in the glass, Pappy? And he'd say, you just put your mouth on it and blow.
Put your mouth on the pipe and blow.
And these guys, were, really good at what they did, but they weren't giving away any of their secrets. And then the other thing is they would put hot sauce on the tips of the pipes just so that my friend, when he did try to blow a bubble, it got a little spicy for him. But, however, Barbara and I have some of his work in our collection now, and he's really a good glass blower. He's very talented and actually taught us how to blow glass. So anyway, what I'm trying to explain to y'all is that our channel isn't about who, I'm better than you or you're better than me or whatever. Our channel is about me showing you technique that helps you, or even maybe you could share with your friends something that you learned from me. And if any of you learn anything from me, then I've done my job, and it's greatly appreciated. The other thing that's greatly appreciated is that every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, you guys tune in and put up with me and my talking and rattling on, but I want you to know I love every one of you. And I think it's, all the stuff aside, we're here to learn, and Barbara and I are happy to teach you. And you know what, guys? There are no secrets. It's all been done.
Okay, let me get to this so we can go and see a few more things to give them inspiration.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. If I could find it, I'll be there, but I can't.
There it is.
There it is. Let's go. We talked about nature. We talked about art history. We talked about architecture.
We call it.
And cultural symbolism. Visit the art galleries and the art exhibitions. Go out to visit all of them. Look at all media.
Right. And if you can't do it when the sun's shining, it's a great thing to do when it's raining. And it rains at everybody's area sometime. So take the time to go see the museums and art galleries, art galleries in your communities, and support them and let them know who you are. Tell them you do stained glass. Tell them you just recently started doing this, or you've been doing this for a long time, and you were happy to come over and see their gallery and see their, what's going on in them, and go to shows, go to openings. Oh gosh, they're so much fun, and you meet people.
And look at the photography and the visual arts, and take photographs. Take photographs of images and motifs and things like that really inspire you.
Well, they will. Yeah, they will inspire you.
Or photography or visual arts, the colors that inspire you, or the form that inspires you.
Yeah, and then when you go to craft shows and art shows and galleries, and you see the different crafts and you see the textiles. Textiles, I think, Barbara, are really inspirational.
Yeah, the crafts and textiles, the art shows. People say, well, that color's not going to go with that color. Well, look at this. I think that every color goes against every other color. There's no color that doesn't.
Right.
And you see why that works is because all those colors have that muted same tone. And
they're all the same tone. That's right. I was looking for that word, Barbara. Tone. That's good.
Personal experiences. When you go somewhere and it takes your breath away. That's the kind of feeling you want when you look at your art. Same feeling.
Right, when you look at your work. Yeah.
When you look at your work.
You should feel that way. I feel that way quite often if we're traveling or something, you know, and we see something that we've never seen before. And I always put that in the back of my mind. And I'm always looking at architecture, though. Going all the way back up, four lines up, I'm always looking at architecture.
There you go. And collaborating with other people of different ages and different mindsets. Open up your mind and collaborate with
Yeah.
fresh perspectives and innovative ideas.
And, you know, we have several creative friends, and it's a lot of, if you surround yourself with creative people, you become creative.
Oh, yeah.
Or more creative, anyway.
They make you that way.
They make you, yeah, they're like
Infectious.
talking you into it.
Okay.
It's infectious, yeah.
Now, you guys just, you know, we're going to start answering questions. I think we've held off long enough. What do you think, Ed? We'll answer
I think
questions
we,
and then we'll give them a few more. I think we
yeah.
have three more.
We do. We have 3 more out of the 12 that we can go over. And I think that is a great. I was looking
let's
for
go
a
up
part
here.
number, but I guess I didn't write it down. But
What's that?
It's okay.
What'd you look at?
That's okay.
Okay, let's go up here.
You know,
First question that came in was, I have a window. Oh, were you going to say something regarding a question?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
Nanny Artworks. I have a window commission for the side windows of a door. I am making the framing, but should I worry about any caulk or weather stripping between the glass and the wood frame?
If the exterior or the protective glass is sealed in, that's all you need. You can set the stained glass in from behind it, stop it out with your molding, and not worry about it. A lot of times what will happen if you try to seal that up without a desiccant or it actually being a double pane window, you're going to have sweating in between it. If you'll and never caulk stained glass windows in, because you'll never get them out if something happens. You will just rip them apart. So the idea for that is to seal the outside protective glass thoroughly, make sure that you're not going to get any water in there, and then install your stained glass from behind, but allow air to move through it so that it doesn't sweat.
And then you would
And we do
caulk
that all
the
the time.
outer, or you would put wood stops in,
To hold it in.
or caulk the outer edge.
No, just put the wooden molding in.
I see, because it's already already
Yeah,
sealed
it's
in.
already
Right.
sealed.
Right. Okay.
But that's a good question, and because you never want to caulk anything in if you can help it.
Yeah, if a piece breaks, oh, it's tragic.
I'm sorry, all I had to get a
Okay. Yeah,
drink
we've been
of-
going all
Ooh,
day.
It's
It's been a
crazy
crazy
today.
day. Yeah. So
That's
we
good.
just got in.
It's a good kind of crazy.
And okay, another question. At what size should I include rebar reinforcement to a Tiffany style stained glass window?
Well, because Tiffany style windows or prairie style windows are a lot of vertical lines in
Copper
them.
foil window.
Copper foil. Yeah, I think I would use the restrip at least on the vertical lines, or not knowing
At
what the design
size?
looks like.
At what size? I'm sorry.
Probably 12 by 36.
So normally 3 square feet is without,
Well,
over 3 square feet.
should be reinforced.
Right. 3 square feet
Yeah.
or more should be reinforced.
I would think so. I don't have to, in a cane window, you don't have to, you can go a little bit bigger. But it depends on the application, where you're putting it. If you're putting it in a door, it doesn't matter if it's 16 by 20, it should be reinforced. Okay, if you're putting it in a bathroom window and it's 12 by 36 and it's just going to hang out there, I don't even know that I would worry about reinforcing. Make sure that the molding that holds it in, goes around it substantially, and but don't caulk it in. And then, typically you want to allow yourself, I think a good copper foil size is probably like 24 by 36, and then you really need to start reinforcing it. But I would reinforce it at anything over 12 by 36, and hide the reinforcing in the solder if you have to.
People would like to see my fiber art and pictures of us when we were 24.
Ooh, you can't see those pictures. I'm just kidding.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you embarrassed?
No, I'm not embarrassed.
Okay.
Well, let's see. The fiber art, you can go to.
I'll share it. I'll share it to you one night.
You
I
have
think I might
pictures?
have a little.
Well, I know we have a
video.
lot of pictures.
Yeah, and I spent 2 summers or 3 summers.
Crocheting it?
No, my other project.
Oh, your other project, yeah.
Indigo dyeing indigo, making things. I think that's what ruined my back.
Oh, lugging around all that blue laundry.
Yeah, it was like being a laundry woman.
So yeah, but the fiber project, just to get you excited about it, is other than absolutely gorgeous, is 300 crocheted wisteria flowers.
That was the hyperbolic.
That was the hyperbolic wisteria project. So in the hyperbolic process, those of you that crochet, you know what it is. But what happens is you end up dropping a stitch, and as you crochet it together, it coils up, and it acts like a spring. So Barbara had it was a community project within that community that she headed up, and it was all good.
I lost the chat. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Taylor, I need some help. Is he there? Taylor.
He's coming.
Okay. I don't know what I hit. I hit a button. What are you doing? I hit a button. I lost the chat. Sorry, I've lost the chat. But I can get it back. But we won't be able to see it, guys. Darn.
Oh well, computers are great. When you just hit the wrong button, that's what happens.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Let me get it.
Anyway, it's all good. So we're doing a live, the Q&A tonight, guys, and Barbara's trying to find
I'm going to the chat.
and so we can get the questions, because we had like 4 or 5 of them prior to what we were talking about, and getting everybody straightened out on their creativity. So there's so much just in this great, big, beautiful country that we live in. There's so much inspiration out there, and a lot of those inspirations, guys, are believe it or not, right in your backyard, right at your bird feeder, so anyway, so Barb's got it. She's going to turn her volume down, and we're going to be reading some questions.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that. I accidentally must have hit a button that sent us into
A whirlwind
wherever.
tour.
Okay.
Into a
Last
spiral.
question was. Okay,
They
I got
wanted
that
to see
one.
your fiber art, so you're going to get
I
some
didn't
pictures
say maybe
on
we
that.
don't have any questions. At what size should you rebar to reinforce
Yeah, 12 by
Tiffany style
36, right?
glass window. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't see any more questions. Are there different thicknesses of glass between companies like Bullseye, Seated versus Oceanside?
The majority of them try and keep them around 3 millimeters, which is about 1/8 of an inch thick. But now Bullseye has what their fusible thins, which are really quite thin, but they make them in all of their colors. Bullseye makes thins in all of their colors, and I like Euroburrows is a little thicker glass, and but the majority of them, even Euroburrows, will keep it right around 3 millimeters, about 1/8 of an inch. So.
Robin said, no, who was that? Nanu Artwork said there's no exterior glass. It is not going to be exposed to rain. It is under a carport porch.
Well, I'll just leave the installation up to you.
We would put a piece of
I would put a piece of glass in front
it.
of it because, so you don't,
Have the air coming through.
yeah, or get it broken. I think I would protect it somehow or another. But that's up to your customer. You're going to frame it. You're going to hang it in the carport. I don't think I'd worry about it.
Right, right. Okay. It's kind of hard to see the
Project.
Yeah. Okay.
What else we got going on?
I don't know. We've got 3 more things that we can talk about for the.
Well, let's start off with number 10. Number 10.
Okay.
It's going to be books and online resources, guys.
Yeah, books and online resources. And because there are so many books, there's so many websites, so many online courses, you're going to be offered tutorials and design ideas by numerous people.
Right.
You have to use common sense. Just use it all and take from it what works for you.
Yeah, because there's so much of it out there. It's almost, it is overwhelming. But pick and choose what you're inspired about and just use that, because there's so much out there. It's kind of like opening a sample box of color. That is really confusing. So think about that,
And travel. Travel is probably the best thing to get you inspired.
I think so.
Yeah. Because you're more receptive to new ideas when you're traveling. You're more relaxed, and the new experiences, and you see new art. And
Right.
it's one of the best ways to be inspired, even if it's just going for a Sunday afternoon drive, getting out
Yeah.
of town for the day. Things
Yeah,
like
just
that.
getting down to out of town for the day, going to the beach or the lake or anything. It can be. I tell you what
And visiting galleries in other cities.
But you know what else it does, guys?
What?
It clears your head out.
That's right.
Clear your head out. If you got a bunch of junk in there, and you just need to relax a little bit, go outside and get inspired about this beautiful world that we live in, and get that junk out.
And of course, nature, the patterns and textures of nature. Leaves, trees, ocean,
And
water,
all of those things you can create
stone.
in your stained glass. No, not a problem at all. I mean, you
Take
can
pictures,
create that.
close-up pictures of leaves and bark and water, and study those colors and those textures.
Right. Because you can find those colors. And
So those-
a lot of times
those
you
are-
can find textures.
Those are 12 quick ideas just to get you jump-started if you just need a creative kick in the pants.
A kick in the pants.
Yeah.
Well, that's true
It's
because
in a fun way,
yeah.
okay.
Well, I think that this is how I feel about these 12 things. Mm-hmm. Is that we all practice them. We don't realize that we're doing it though.
Right.
We all
right.
practice becoming inspired every time we walk out of the house, we walk out the front door. There's no telling what's going on. I walk by a window here going through the kitchen and I look out in the backyard and all the zinnias are blooming and all these beautiful colors and everything. Well, that's inspiration. And it's inspiration when I get caught up enough to do something that I want to do. But I will say this too. Our customers inspire us.
Here is a question.
Alrighty.
Maybe it's a community question. Does anyone have or know of a beginner intermediate pattern for daffodils? We have a friend battling cancer and that is their favorite flower. So if anyone has one, get in touch with JR. He wants the pattern of daffodils. So I think we have a book on we have a book of flowers on our Amazon page.
we do,
Perhaps that has daffodils
Well, it's
in
a
it.
state flowers.
It's
And
state flowers,
State
yes.
flowers and the daffodils in there, yes.
Okay.
For sure.
It's on our Amazon books page.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Carla. Is there any way to paint glass without a kiln? I can't afford a kiln yet. I'm making a baseball jersey Christmas tree for my daughter, and the smaller jersey numbers are easier to paint on.
You can use paints that go into your oven, and I think I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly, but they're PBOs.
Pebios.
But Magali uses them in her artwork, and she likes them. So Magali, if you could maybe just throw up the name of that manufacturer or the name of that paint for our viewer, that'd be awesome, hon. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Pabeo. Pabeo, I think.
Okay.
If I'm right, Magali, give me a thumbs up.
I don't know.
Okay, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. If you have anything you'd like to share tonight, put it in the chat
Yeah.
because we encourage that.
We do, and if you have any questions, and again, you know what? Hey, it's kind of like, there are no questions that are goofy or dumb or anything like that. If you're having a problem with something, working on a window, if you're just getting started out, we have, I think last week we hit 1,000 videos, so I just thought I'd throw that in there. And we're just about ready to cross over to 31,000 subscribers, which is another milestone for ARTyRV.
8 million views.
8 million views. And we just got the turquoise hats in, y'all. If you need a hat, check them out. We just got the new turquoise.
We were sold out.
Or I guess they're turquoise, right? Turquoise hat, and they're pretty.
Yeah.
And our customer out there that was waiting on her hats, they should be there. They should have been there today. They may be there at the latest tomorrow. So they've shipped.
Okay. What
are we
else
doing?
we need to do?
I don't know. I got a couple pretty pieces of glass here.
Yeah, let's look at that.
And this is, I think this was just a great idea to, this little chat about inspiration and trying to get where you feel comfortable designing a window. And just remember, guys, that it's all around you. Inspiration is all around you, and take advantage of it. Do take advantage of it.
Go outside and look up.
Yeah, just go outside and look up. So this is I wish I had the part number on this part. Let me show it to you. Is this working? Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're upside down, but that's okay. Just,
Oh, I'm good.
you're fine.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good.
Well, you'll have to come over here, the other way.
Yeah,
Over here.
there we go. Right.
Yeah, right there.
All right, so y'all see I whacked my finger today. Didn't mean to. But it's in a place where I can't get a Band-Aid on it.
Hey, what was that when you
we
were
all know what
flipping
that
one?
is when you go reach down into
Oh.
something. It's always that little.
And you just cut all that glass. Where'd you do that at? In your rack?
I must have. I don't know. I was getting something out today. We were flipping over the castnet window today, getting it ready to solder the other side, and so we'll be sharing that with you too. And then because the light box is almost completed for them so that we can do the install. This is actually the castnet windows going on the wall in a illuminated frame. And so we're waiting. They're just waiting on the lighting for the Sparktrician. So, all right, y'all can see this. See how crooked that is right there? Well, you don't want to do anything with that. You just kind of want to. And I can tell that, you know, somebody's marked this up as a pattern or what have you, and it's just as crooked can be. And I'm a big fan. Before we start anything, I want you to see that. We're going to straighten that up, okay? So you see that line right there? This is a line of someone that doesn't know how to use a square because they're trying to cut it freehand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in my trusty little gig right here, and I'm going to pull out my Silver Snit 2000, y'all. This is the 2000. Remember, we talk about the 2000. This doesn't have a head that depresses on it, and it really, really is going to make so we're trying to catch up with the phone and catch up with the camera.
This way. Over here. This way. It needs to go over this way. There you go.
We're looking at a screen this big.
Yeah, it's
And
got to be
it's
right
not
in there
working.
because I got to be able to take it there. Okay.
So this is, because this doesn't, can you see better now?
No.
Okay, so it has to go right there, I think. Because the lens is right here,
Okay.
straight down, it's right there.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Can y'all see that good? Give Barbara a thumbs up or say yes or no.
It's different without the
It's-
chat in because it should be right in here in the
Right,
screen.
and it's not, so.
So I won't be able to get a short out of it, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If we had the chat back, that would be nice, and then we would know exactly where it is. So, but anyway, if you guys can see it, then here we go. The first thing we're gonna do is square this glass up. Now this is I don't know what the part number is, but we used to make a lot of parrots out of this when it was Spectrum, but now it's Oceanside. It's really a pretty color. I think it's I'll say it's a 538, but I'm not sure. But listen to this. It's pretty dense because look at the colors stacked up in that. Is that working, Barb?
Yeah.
Are we in the right where we need to be or close to it?
Close to it.
I just want to,
yeah.
let's try and make it
There
as
you go.
close as we can. So I got my silver snits out. We're going to be running this over. So here we go. We're right in the middle. And remember, now you didn't hear that. Why? Because I just showed you the colors are so stacked up. So we're going to go right here and get right under the lens right here. And we're going to push down. And our silver snits. And now this is straight. Look at that. Look at the difference. See how crooked it is right here? Okay, so now we got this straight. Let's do this. Let's get this one straight. Look how crooked that one is right there. Okay, so let's get this one straight. We're not going to hear this. We're going to square it up. And I guess you heard when we went across the white, you didn't hear anything. So let's get this. And I want you to look at this. This glass actually has a texture on it. It's pretty nice texture too. It's not quite a granite. So let's take this and let's just see if we do, we're going to split this. This will tell us what kind of. So you heard that we went into this really deep crack. And for this little break here, I'm going to get out my green running pliers for this break right here. And hopefully it's going to go all the way to the end. And it did. So a lot of times, guys, if you need narrow pieces like this, sometimes the best way to do it is to get your running pliers out. The other way is to cut it very slowly. And remember, we're on the hot end here, the end that we finished from. We're going to go up a little bit and pull down and away. Down and away, just like that. Because what happens if you don't pull away, you stab yourself right there, okay? And this old finger's been stabbed way too many times, I think. But now this glass is so gorgeous that we're gonna work on cutting a pattern. So this is our, let's call this number 74. Why, I don't know. So this is number 74. But this is the piece we want, not this one. So the first thing that Ed likes to do when I'm cutting a piece of pattern is I'm just gonna whittle this down. You see, I left myself, let's leave myself about a 1/2 inch right there. So first thing let's do, let's whittle it down. Now I'm coming off on wood and y'all hear that popping noise. But if you have a metal table, don't come off with your glass cutter like that, okay? Now we're gonna run this out, and there it is. Let's set this out of our way, because now a lot of you beginners have a little bit of trouble. After you've traced your pattern out, you know, when you trace your pattern out, here's your pattern, this is your cutoff. So now when you cut this, you want to be against the black line. Not on it, but against it. And you take your time, and just like the wheels, front wheels on your car, if the car is moving a little forward, then the steering wheel turns pretty easy. But if you're just sitting there in the parking lot, cranking that wheel, you're going to find it a little more difficult and much more resistance, as opposed to having the front wheels roll. Okay. So now we're going to take this, we're going to start down here because we finished down here. We're going to start down here with our silver snits. Now if I push down too hard, it'll break right there because it's not designed to go around that, okay? So what we want to do is ever so slightly start the run. Just like that. And we're going to, there it goes. So now we're going to come back to the other end and we're going to start the run that way, okay? And now we're going to take our grousing pliers. And remember, this is the piece we want. So this is what we're holding. We're just holding the glass. We're going to break the glass. We're going to chase the run with our index finger knuckle and our thumb, okay? So we're going to just pull down a little bit. And we're going to pull down a little bit more. And we're going to come over here and we're going to pull down a little bit more. And I feel it running. We're going to pull it down, right? Now we're going to come back the other way. And we're just going to let this run right on out. Now, I want to explain to y'all, and this happens to you all the time too. The reason that this happened is because I'm pulling down here, okay, to start that run. And this ran to what's called its weakest point, which is right there. because when you're pulling down, you're asking it to do this and do that curve, and it's not going to do it. It's not designed to do it. But then we can take and come in, and we'll take that piece, and there's the piece that we want. Now the other thing is, a lot of you say, well, how come you got a curved jaw on your growls and pliers and a straight jaw? The curved jaw is for the bottom to pull, to go over that. See that little ear right there? That'll rip you apart if you're not careful. And yeah, your grinder can take it off, that's fine. But before you get it to the grinder, it has a chance to rip you apart. So take your grousers, and I'll just hold them up like this. You see how that is? I'm gonna squeeze and pull down and away, just like that. And now we can clean this up. There's another one right there, just like that. So now we can clean this up with our grinder, and I want you to look. This is what should be left. See that? This is what should be left if you cut your pattern out so that it fits directly to the pattern. Okay, see that? Just like that. This is the piece you want right here. Okay. So anyway, this is a quick little. I know everybody here knows how to cut glass, and the majority of you know how to cut glass really well. But not everybody does, and that's why I do the simple thing, taking a moment and doing just a simple cut for those of you that are just getting started. And yeah, I might cut differently than other people, but my glass is cut all by hand, no saws, and my work is all drawn by hand. I love it. I love what I do for a living.
You do it your way.
I do it, my way.
Okay. Pause it for a minute. Okay. Where's the...
Hang on a second, guys. We'll be right there. Screen. Hey guys.
No luck. Ah!
Whoa. It's all right.
Okay,
It's all
we're
good.
good.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Let's
thank
get
you.
back to where we were. So
Well,
sorry.
we were cutting glass and showing just simple scores for people.
Okay.
And we were using the Silver Schnitt 2000.
We had a request for
A song? So is it
we
somebody's
need
birthday?
some entertainment, don't we?
Is it
The
somebody's
idea of teaching how to go from a photo to a stained glass pattern. Yeah, that would be a good one, certainly. Michael said basically it looks like you're using the ridges in the lower jaw to sand off those points.
Pretty
Yes.
much, yeah, Michael. That's a good analogy of it. That's right. I'm using that. I'm just lifting up because if you turn them over, then you're trying to pull down, okay? And when you're pulling down with the curved jaw on the top, you're not doing anything. You need to put the curved jaw on the bottom, the way the pliers were designed, to lift up and clean that edge up, okay? So if you're doing lead work and you cut your glass like you're supposed to, and then just take that. You don't even have to grind this if you're doing cane work. So
Right.
the whole idea is to cut the glass right. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're doing foil or lead cane work. It's imperative that you are proficient at the glass cutting process.
Rick asked, I thought that with classic running pliers, I should place the line on the top jaw over the score line, but see you are offset from the score line. Is there a rule about which side to break on?
No, I'm not offset.
That might have been the camera looking
Yeah.
like that. I'll look at it again, but that had to be a camera thing.
Yeah, I put it on.
He should be right on the
I put
score.
it right on top of it because I don't have any flares on the ends. So let's just look at that, okay?
Look at it and
Let's
see.
look at it. Now let's look at it with a color that we can see.
Maybe it was because of the green on the green pliers. I don't know, but
Well, let's see what happened. Because who was that? Rick Day?
yeah, Rick Day.
Hey man. Yeah, so what happens when so your running pliers, if you put your running pliers to the left of the score, then you get a flare on the right side that comes out, and we'll do that. We'll just do it. And then the same way, if you put your score or your pliers a little bit to the left side, then you get a flare on the right. So let me just show you that. I'm pretty sure I can create it, and I know I can create it with these pliers here. So hang on a second. Here we go. Am I back where we need to be?
No, I was just checking. I didn't have all my lights on tonight, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, that looks
I was
pretty
late
good.
tonight.
That looks pretty
Ooh,
good.
that's pretty.
It's a pretty blue.
It is.
So it also has a texture to it, and it's not square.
No, not at
It's
all.
not square. We're gonna square it out, but then we're going to Rick. We're gonna go ahead and put the running pliers off to the center, and it could be that these look a little funky too. These pliers are the ones that everybody wants that nobody has. Here we go. This is going to be soft because why? It's blue. Okay. So I'm going to put the pliers. I'm going to put the pliers to the left, on my left, and push down. All right, here we go. Hang on, let me flip it over. All right, you see the flare? Hang on. There we go. You see the flare coming out
You have
that
to
way?
keep it still. Yeah, keep it still.
See it right there?
There, you can see it good. Yes.
Okay, so that flare is because I went to the left. Now, I'm gonna go to the right. If you look under here, this is really a good way to see it. Hang on. See that? See that shiny right there? That's curved. It's curved underneath of the glass where that flare came out. So let's do it just the opposite. And Rick, that's great. I'm glad you noticed that. Hey, I found out today I got cataract, so I must not be seeing too well. So this time I'm going, you can see the line, I'm going to the right side, my right side, just like that, and I'm gonna pull down, I'm gonna hit it and go. Now, just like the opposite side, look at that flare. See it? Right there. That's the flare. And y'all, this is on a granite glass, but this is going to tear you up if you don't take the time when you're cutting straight lines to make sure that your running pliers are in the middle of your line and you get straight cuts. See that? There you go. Rick, thanks for noticing, but that's exactly what happens. And I'm not sure if we've ever talked about that. For those of you that are just beginning, or some of you that, you get a glass and you can't see the score and you get it left or right, that's what it is. You were either left or right of your score with your running pliers, and what it does is it puts a pinch on them. The worst thing that you can do is, like when we're cutting tabletops or mirrors, I wish I had a mirror here because that would have showed you exactly what it looked like, because mirror shows up the best when you screw it up with the running pliers. Because, it gets that flare underneath of it.
It will
cuts
still
it.
break it if you're not right on the line.
Oh yeah, it'll still break it. It'll just give you
But
that
it just
flare.
gives you that flare.
Yeah, I mean, you can't like get the whole width of the. You can't get the whole width of the pliers away from the score, but you can be off, you know, an eighth of an inch, and it'll still break because it's still giving it that arm coming down. But anyway, Rick, that was a good question. Great, thanks for noticing that. And oh my, Barb, there's a pretty piece of glass.
Is Magali here?
Magali, you see that? I just brought this out to tease you. That's all.
That's a pretty piece of glass.
That's a pretty piece of glass. There you go, Magali. Thank you.
And he's not going to cut it tonight, I
I'm not
don't
gonna
think.
cut it. Well, you want me to? I'll cut it later. How about that?
Maybe later. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat. We have time to answer some more, another few questions. Just put it in the chat,
Yeah, we
and we'll be
do.
happy to answer.
Yeah, guys, sorry about the technical problems. Just one of those
just
things.
had
It's all good.
I don't know why we're having problems tonight.
It's not. We're not.
You know, whenever I get in a rush, I had a
Well, you had a
you had an
doctor's appointment at
appointment,
4
I had an
o'clock today.
appointment, and then we got stuck in traffic. I didn't
Yeah.
even know if I was going to make it here in time.
I know it, but I'm
was
glad
so
that
worried.
you did. It's all good. It's all good.
So next week we're going to be talking about community.
Right.
And so that should be a good discussion, how it plays a role in nurturing our careers,
Right.
and how you can establish your own community of artists, or
Right.
become involved with artists in your community, and how that nurtures your career.
And you know, it doesn't cost anything to do all that.
Right.
You just have to have a little bit of time and
And
be willing
there's
to-
so many opportunities
Yeah,
out there,
yeah.
and you're going to miss them if you don't mingle with other artists. You know, it's hard to keep up with everything. I've heard about my best shows and the best places to take my artwork from other artists.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
well,
because they've seen what goes on at those shows, and they see what other people are purchasing, and they're like, "Wow, this is what you guys do."
yes.
Yeah. So you know, we were talking about, Barb, and I didn't realize this, but we were talking about because the chat isn't on the screen. I think the full screen. So if you guys see that red curly thing right there, okay, that's the water buffalo horns were the inspiration for that piece of art, and now that piece of art is in the 50th anniversary of the South Carolina Arts Commission publication, and it's a hardcover, and it's also was in Art Fields in 2019.
2019, yeah.
2019. And so anyway, like I said, if you take some inspiration from one thing and you can turn it into something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at ARTyRV, we encourage you all to connect with each other and share, you know, your stories, your work, and
your
we'd love
techniques.
when you come here and share your ideas and your questions,
Right.
and what's going on in your world of stained glass.
And guys, don't be afraid to say, well, you know, this is the way that I do it. I welcome new ideas because I'm learning something all the time, and I hope you guys are too. So
We wanted to let everyone know that the newsletter comes out September 15th. Our glass blowing classes for November will be announced on that date.
right, and it'll be coming out at 7 a.m. in the morning. The reason I say that is because you need to go ahead and
Get ready.
Mark your calendar, set your timer, and don't forget because y'all, we put the classes out on August the 15th for October, and by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, there were a lot of classes sold, like all of them.
Rick Day. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. We appreciate that.
Thank you. You got the light going tonight?
He
It's
does.
awesome.
He
Thank
does.
you so much, Rick.
That's very much appreciated.
Yeah, so and you know, if you want to try that with your running pliers, a great way to see the true effect of it is to use a scrap piece of 1/8 inch mirror and just score it, and then you'll see it. It's a great way to show that flare. And if I can remember, I'll try and bring some mirror home.
Another thing we have coming up is, that's still,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
no, it's not flashing. It wasn't here. Another thing we have coming up is the lead class in February of 2025
Right,
is
right.
online, and I think we have 2 openings, and that's all that's left in that
Right, and
class.
I think JR's coming up from Atlanta.
Yeah,
And,
and so
we have a couple.
we're so
spots.
excited about that class, about the January, February classes. We get to see people we've been talking to for months and just going to meet people.
We're gonna meet new people that have been watching our channel for a long time. And those of you that are kind of hanging out in the background and you hadn't subscribed to our channel yet, guys, please do so. Because every time you subscribe, the algorithm picks that up and it throws our videos all over the place just like we need them. So again, we are a learning channel and trying to teach the masses about this beautiful craft of art glass. And Derek says that the stained glass is becoming a dying art in the UK. You know that?
Yeah, I
was
heard
like,
that.
when he said that the other day, I was like, whoa.
We don't
okay.
want that to happen in
We
the
don't
U.S.
want that to happen here. So
That's why we're here, one of the reasons we're here.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
why we're
believe in
here.
sharing what we know, and we hope you guys will do the same.
Yeah.
I have a couple more questions, Ed.
Yeah, good. That's good.
Okay. Let me get these. They came in all at once, and let's see.
That's okay. That's okay.
Someone said, "Can you cut a curve?" Yes, we can. But let's get these questions. Let's see. Any tips for long straight scores on larger pieces? Somehow I cannot get a clean score.
Well, yes. We have a couple of videos where
The latest video, one of the latest shorts we just put
we're
out.
cutting
Wismac and vintage.
Armstrong. And here's the thing: if you need to cut long scores, longer than 12 inches, okay. If you go to our website, you will have there's several different size glass cutting squares on the site. They're 12, 24, and 36 inches. The most popular is probably going to be for a studio would be like 24 because your glass sizes are 16 by 21, most of them. Unless you're buying full sheets, and then they're either 32 by 32 or 32 by 42. And in that case, you're going to need a 36-inch square. The biggest tip that I can offer you, there's 2 tips. Number 1, get a square. And number 2, learn how to use it, but when you score the glass and you're scoring the glass towards you, when you get about that far from the end, 8 or 10 inches, take a half a step in line but backwards. Because what happens is as you get closer to you with your glass cutter, those of you that aren't used to running long spans of glass will twist it, and the pressure won't be the same. But the biggest problem is you're twisting it because you're standing too close to the glass and you're trying to bring your arm into you. Step back and bring that arm right on through.
One step back.
Just take one step back and your glass will score correctly.
And there's a short on that, and it shows exactly when you step one step back.
One step back. And we're cutting glass we're
And it's
stripping
long
glass.
cuts.
Long cuts. Check it out. See if that helps you. And remember, guys, it's all about practice. It's all about practice. And if you're doing borders or trying to cut long straight lines, please get a square. It makes your job so much easier. Not a framing square. Your glass cutter doesn't work metal on metal, okay? You need to get either a plastic or what they call philonic squared, and you can get them on our website.
On the Amazon page.
Amazon page, I'm sorry.
In our Amazon store, under the cutting tools, I think there's a picture on the
And
front
it's a
of it.
Lepinette tool. I love Lepinette, y'all.
Okay, last question of the night, y'all. And Nicole asked, I recently got some glass from an estate sale. Most of it's older. One of the red panels is refusing to break correctly no matter what cutter I use. Any idea why?
It's flashed glass.
So how would she cut it?
Hold it up to the light, sideways. Who am I talking to?
Nicole.
Nicole, hey. So this is what happened. This is a really crazy thing about flash glass.
Did it happen to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, it happened to me. It did. It happened to me. Are you ready? Hold it up. If it is flash glass, okay? Glass only gets old with age. The chemical composition of it doesn't get old and distressed.
It's old, it's just a number with
It's just
glass.
a number, that's right.
Has no
and I'm not
effect.
giving mine out. No. So this is, if it's a piece of flash glass, hold it up to the light and look at it, and you'll see the color on one side, the red, and it'll be clear when you look through not clear, but it'll be clear when you look through it that way. The reason, and y'all, this isn't my secret. Old guy told me this, and older than me. That's pretty old. When you're cutting flash glass, you cut on the clear side only. The colored side, it'll be a mess. Okay. So if on that piece of red, if you're trying to cut it on the red side, it's very possible that it's going to break crazy haywired. But if you'll flip it over, we'll look at it in the light first, make sure you're not cutting it on the red side, but cut it on the clear side, and I'm pretty sure you'll find that it'll actually score correctly.
If that doesn't work, it could be just annealed incorrectly.
Wrong, yeah.
Sometimes it comes out of the factory not annealed correctly. Very rare, but every
Yeah.
once in a while that happens.
But typically on flash glass is where you run into the biggest problem, because people are trying to cut it on the colored side rather than cutting it on the clear side. And there are no notes other than the manufacturers will tell you that too. So,
I know.
so anyway, if you're having problems, that could be one way to take care of that problem.
Ed, I want to thank you for everything tonight, your excellent demonstration and all your great answers. I want to thank all the viewers tonight for all the great questions and for...
You see who's coming in the house? There
Look
she
who's
is.
here.
Look
And for
who's in the
being
house.
here and supporting us. And we will see you next Monday night at 7 o'clock.
And thank you guys for the super stickers tonight. It's greatly appreciated. And remember, when we grow, you grow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. For the ARTyRV channel, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb. And we'll see you next
Good
week,
night,
Monday night
everybody.
at 7 o'clock.
Sorry for the inconvenience.